Here we're going to see the back end of the administrator of how the stores are set up in the Labor Guru system. One key differentiator on the Labor Guru system is all the parameters that are available to properly model the inner workings of a restaurant. So one of the things that is critical, and we found out in our years of consulting to actually create the optimal labor allowances, is that there are certain parameters that are required for us to do that modeling. The sections are divided into store operations, store allowances, and labor assumptions. Store operation includes hours of operation, which is pretty straightforward. Is opening and closing time, and also for visual display of the schedule, we want to set up how many hours before the store opens we want to start showing the schedule, and how many hours after close we want to show the schedule. So that's fairly simple setup, and you can also set up what's the first day of the week, mainly for reporting purposes. Another piece that's also configurable is the day part definition. The day part is important because the productivity levels might be different for lunch, dinner, breakfast, or whatever the case might be on your restaurant. Positions can be edited. Right now there's only one position on this profile, but you can have as many positions as you want, and one of the positions go hand in hand with group names. So if you want to set up a back of the house and a front of the house, that will be the section where you would want to set that up. There's two ways that the system uses projections: historic, that it imports from your POS, and static, if you don't want to have to deal with linking to a POS. Variable definition is what's the main variable that you want to forecast or project. In this case we're using sales, but we can use entrees, sandwiches, pizzas, whatever you need for a system to properly model your restaurant. And it also works if you add a secondary variable such as catering or outside sales. Then under store allowances is where we would actually enter how much work is required to process any of those variables. And these units we actually either use templates to generate, or we base it on time and motion studies. And many of these parameters are required to properly model a restaurant. So there's service labor, there's variable labor, that's really non-service or side duties. Some of those side duties are required prior to opening. There's also fixed flexible labor, fixed opening labor, post-rush, closing. And you don't need to use all the parameters, but the system is configured so you can use them all. A few other labor parameters are critical are the utilization, that is usually obtained through observations in the field, utilization limits, what's the minimum staffing for the operation, and what positions can share with what other positions. And then there's other factors, whether you're dealing with schedule inefficiencies, fill inefficiencies, training factors, earned break factors, floor management, and minimum floor management hours. These are some parameters that we found are critical to properly model a restaurant. A few other things that are part of the store configuration are the definition of what's the client and what type of region area. And this is important if you have a multi-unit system where you want to have different access levels for multiple users. A few other things are available. You can quickly create new stores if new stores are added to your system, and you can also, if you're not automatically linked to a POS, you we can manually upload some sales files and labor hour files, but long term the ideal is to actually just link it to the POS. Thank you for your time, and hopefully